Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk about which character out of the three, Duon, Gusting, and White, which one is the strongest DPS character in the game. I think this is a very interesting topic because we've recently received a lot of insane broken DPS characters. You know, Duon, she's like by far the cheapest SSR plus character in the game so far. Gusting family had very strong red element mage unit, and of course White, very powerful purple element unit. But which one is the strongest? So we're not gonna talk about like which DPS character has the best kit, because I feel like that's like a whole different discussion. We're mostly focusing on which character is like the strongest in terms of damage, like which character can deal the most insane damage out of, all the three: Gusting, Duon, and White. So as you guys can see, my Gusting is currently sitting at 2 red stars. We're fucking cooking, man. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, a lot of people have said recently like they think the rates for the family head banner, like they increased the rates. I don't think they increased the rates. I think it feels very good because they introduced this right here, the triple pull. So like now you can get like 30 pulls, which is pretty good. So you're pretty much speeding up the process because I'm at like 690 pity and I got like 2 red stars. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Like we're close to getting 3 red stars. But I think it feels really good because they introduced the triple summon for the family head banner. If it was just like normal 10 pulls, then a lot of people would complain about the rates. But the fact that they introduced the triple pull, it feels a lot better. So because the rates are still the same. Yeah, maybe they're lying, who knows? But the rates are still the same. It's just that it feels a lot better because of the triple pull. So yeah, I can't believe I got this guy to 2 red stars. We only need one more copy and we have him at 3 red stars. We pretty much like maximize his kit, which is pretty good. And by the way, I wouldn't say like I didn't spend money on him. I only bought one deal in the shop. It cost like 10 bucks. If we come back over here real quick, there was like this deal in the shop where you can get like 90 black market tickets for just $10. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one right here. So you guys can see you can get like 90 black market tickets for just 10 bucks, which was pretty good. So I bought this, but ever since then I haven't spent a single dime on Gusting, and we were able to get him to 2 red stars, which is pretty good. Plus they gave us the codes to get 30 summit tickets for him, which is pretty nice. So moving on back to the main topic here, and I apologize if you guys hear my dog barking in the background. I apologize for that. Bear with me. But we have Gusting, Duon, and White. So I will say the reason why I didn't include Charmer is because Charmer is like a support unit, and yes, he deals great damage, but like if you have him at low dupes, Gusting is going to deal way more damage than Charmer. I feel like Gusting can deal more damage. It's just that Charmer is a goat when it comes to removing shields, but that's like for a whole different video. So when we take a look at these three characters, Duon, Gusting, and White, I will say that when it comes to all three characters, they're very unique in their own way. And the best way to, judge which DPS unit is like the best out of three, you have these two characters, right? Flight Uich, and you have Data Uich. This guy right here. These two characters will pretty much like they're like the deciding factor as of to which unit is like the strongest DPS. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes to Flight Uich, right? Flight Uich is an absolute pain to deal with because of the shield. Like this guy, his shield is just so fucking annoying, and it's really hard for DPS characters to deal with him because he keeps spamming the shield, and his shield is extremely tanky. So you would need characters like Trauma Ray to remove his shield so that you can deal good damage. So I will say for Flight Uich, he is definitely like one of the deciding factors as to which DPS unit is very powerful, because if a DPS character is able to bypass that shield and kill him, then that DPS character is very strong. So when I take a look at Duon, not Trauma Ray, Gusting, and White, White can easily pierce through Flight's shield, easily. Like Flight Uich, he's nothing to White because White's ultimate deals insane nuclear damage, and he's able to bypass the shield and instantly one tap Flight Uich. So White, no problem when it comes to dealing with Flight Uich, which is pretty good. And then when it comes to Duon can also pierce through Flight Uich's shield, which is also pretty good. sometimes she doesn't. Like White gets like a guaranteed insta kill when it comes to Flight Eric. He can instantly destroy Flight Eric with his shield. But Duan, she can do the same thing as well. But sometimes there'll be moments where she can't do it. So I will say White is definitely in the lead when it comes to dealing with Flight Eric and his shield. But Duan, she can do the same thing as well, just not as consistent as White. Now when it comes to Gusting, now for Gusting, I think it's 50-50. Like, so I've seen some people say that Gusting can deal with Flight Eric with his shield, but most people, including me, we can't really do much when it comes to Gusting versus Flight Eric. Like, we can't really do much because he just spams the shield and it's really hard for Gusting to kill him. So I will say for Gusting, it's 50-50. Like, Flight Eric, he struggles with Flight Eric. He struggles against Flight Eric because of that shield, and you would need to run Trauma Ray with him in order for you to get rid of that shield. So, I mean, it's not even just Trauma Ray. You can run him with White, and White is gonna, destroy that shield. So I will say for Gusting, he really struggles when it comes to Flight Eric's shield. So first place when it comes to Flight Eric, White. Second place is Duan, and in third place is Gusting. And I feel like, okay, if you have Gusting maxed out, maybe Gusting can deal with Flight Eric's shield. But as up to right now, I have him at 2 red stars, and he still can't really do much against Flight Eric. I don't understand why. Some people can deal with Flight Eric with Gusting. Me, I just can't. I don't understand how some people can. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but me personally, I feel like Gusting really struggles a lot when it comes to Flight Eric, so he's going to be in third place. So as up to right now, White is definitely like top when it comes to dealing with Flight Eric and his shield. Now, next thing we have here is Data Eric. Now, the reason why I say Data Eric is also a deciding factor is because Data Eric, the most annoying thing about this character is his ultimate. His ultimate can pretty much one-tap your entire team. So the best way to deal with Data Eric is for you to kill him before he pops that ultimate or reduce his energy. So I will say Gusting is great against Data Eric because Gusting can actually reduce Data Eric's energy. He pushes him to the back row and he reduces his energy with his active skill, Undying Red Flare. So Gusting, really good counter to Data Eric, which is pretty nice. And sometimes since Data Eric has like max copies in adventure mode, he's gonna get his ultimate immediately. So there will be some situations where Gusting, he would die before he reduces Data Eric's energy. That happens, like, it rarely happens though. It rarely happens, and I really think you have to put him with characters like Iwa and Albelda so that he doesn't get one tap, because Albelda is going to give him the invincibility frames, and Iwa is also going to give him the invincibility frames as well if you have her maxed out. So putting him with Iwa and Princess Nog, Albelda, it's like you have to put Gusting with these characters in order for him to really survive a Data Eric one tap. So I will say that's one thing you have to watch out for, is that you can't just put Gusting in any team and expect him to just survive anything. You got to put him with characters that can help him with survivability and increase his energy so that he can actually deal with characters like Data Eric. So Gusting, pretty good counter to Data Eric. White is literally a perfect counter, because the thing about White is that at the start of the battle, he dashes to the back row, right? He dashes to the back row, and then he just one taps everybody one by one. So the fact that he's able to go to the back row, he's able to avoid Data Eric's ultimate. So Data Eric can't really do much against White, which is incredible. So I will say White is like the perfect counter to Data Eric, because he's able to completely avoid Data Eric's ultimate and he won't get one tapped. So White, very nice, and he can also eliminate Data Eric from behind. Pause. But yeah, White is a perfect counter to that character. And then when it comes to Duan, now Duan, she does die a lot against Data Eric. So once again, if you're not using her without Belda, she's probably gonna die immediately. Like, it happened to me multiple times where, like, if I were to go up against Data Eric and I use Duan, she would die very fast. So Duan, she can eliminate Data Eric. It's just that she has to do it before Data Eric eliminates her. Like, she has to do it before he pops his ultimate. And Albelda, she really has to use her ultimate so that Duan can receive the invincibility frames. So it really depends on characters like Albelda in order for you to survive Data Eric. It really depends on Albelda. And of course, Yua as well, but mostly Albelda because of the invincibility frames. So for Data Uric, I'm going to have to put White in first place again, and then Gusting in second place, and then Duan in third place. So you guys can see that me personally, I think White is still the strongest DPS character due to the fact that his damage, like his damage when he pops his ultimate, like if we come over here to adventure mode, let me check my record real quick. So I was just grinding through floor 77, and yeah, so look at this right here. So for Duan, now we're not gonna just judge these characters based off of their damage, but you can see the enemy team, nothing too crazy. Vicente is annoying to deal with, but Duan, insane damage. But the thing is, when it comes to Duan, if you don't put her with blue element characters, you won't be able to build up those attack stacks, right? Because it says right here, Duan's attack increases by 15% each time a blue element ally uses a skill, max 30 stacks. This is very important. So if you don't put her with I'll say 2 to 3 blue element characters, it's going to be really hard for her to gain these attack stacks. So you have to put her in a specific team in order for her to be insane. Like, you don't have to put her in a full blue element team. Like, you guys can see I'm using Albelda, which is perfectly fine. You don't even have to use Kaiser with her. But you want to use at least 2 to 3 blue element characters so that you can you know, build up those attack stacks, right? And then when we look at Gusting, I feel like for Gusting, if you don't put him with characters who can increase energy and increase his survivability, it's gonna be very hard for him to wait, did I increase his equipment? Hold up. Did I increase Gusting's equipment? I didn't. That's crazy. I didn't increase his equipment. But yeah, when it comes to Gusting, you have to use his ultimate multiple times in order for you to, deal damage based off of the enemy's max HP. So when it comes to Duwan and Gusting, it's like you have to do you have to follow a list of requirements in order for them to actually be very, very powerful. Gusting, you have to use his ultimate multiple times, and you have to use him with characters that are going to increase his energy and his survivability. And then when it comes to Duwan, you have to put her with like blue element characters that you can build up those attack stacks. Meanwhile, for White, the good thing about White is that White, you don't have to put him in a specific team comp, right? His kit doesn't really revolve around purple element characters. It's really good to put him in a purple element team because you'll be able to increase his attack. Plus, Hayera, Ray, those characters are very, very nice with White. So putting him in a purple element team is really, really good, but he's not required to be paired with purple element characters. So that's why I feel like White is still like the strongest DPS character in the game, because his base kit is absolutely broken, and you just put him on your team and he just one taps everybody. As long as you have Zila set on him, you're cooking. You're cooking. If you don't have Zila set on White, he's gonna die immediately when he teleports to the back row. He's gonna die immediately. So you do have to watch out for that. But other than that, White is a very simple character. You just put Zila set on him and he just enters battle and just one taps. One by one. One taps everybody. He can deal with Awakened Rag. He can deal with Flight Uric, Data Uric. He's like a good counter to every unit in the fucking game, which is amazing overall. Meanwhile, when it comes to Gusting and Duwan, it's like, when it comes to Gusting, you have Flight Uric to worry about. For Duwan, you have to worry about Data Uric. There are like a lot of characters in order for them. Like, there are a lot of characters they have to worry about. Meanwhile, for White, you just put him in the battle and he's cooking. Plus, he is a warrior character and he is literally the best warrior character in the game. And he is really easy to invest into. Like, you guys can see when it comes to this revolution, since warrior characters, since their revolution is sub nodes are dog shit, you mostly just want to invest in crit damage increase, some evasion, life steal, not really. You want to invest in max cooldown reduction. Those are like the sub nodes you want to focus on. And I feel like when it comes to warrior characters, if their base kit is really good, then you don't really have to worry about the revolution. I think that's honestly pretty nice, because not worrying about their revolution allows you to save up your rev resources for other characters who actually need revolution investment. For example, Characters like Gusting, since he's a mage character, his revolution is really insane. So you definitely want to invest in that, to get some swiftness, get some attack, crit rate, crit damage, whatever. So it's really nice how when it comes to Gusting, I mean, not Gusting, White, since he's so cracked with his base kit, you don't have to worry about revolution subnodes. And that gives you the opportunity to invest your rev mats into other characters who actually need it. So yeah, that's a really good thing about White overall. But yeah, I think that's my honest take, because I've seen a lot of people discussing, which DPS character is the best in the game. And me personally, I'm still gonna have to go for White. I think White is still um the best DPS character because he's easy to invest in, right? You don't have to put him in a specific team comp, and he pretty much counters a lot of people. He counters so many characters in the game, which is really, really good. Like whenever I put White on my team, I don't have to worry about a character that's going to counter him, because he does his job really, really well. He can deal with support characters in the back row because he teleports to the back row. Plus, he can deal with the data year. He can deal with characters who can one tap. He's just an amazing character overall. But when it comes to like the top 3 DPS characters in the game, that's a tough one. That is a real tough one, because you have Kunadon, you have Ejin. There are so many amazing DPS characters. But I feel like as of to right now, like the top DPS characters are Gusting, White, and Duan. Duan is she's crazy, bro. By the way, this is my substats for my Duan: 100% crit rate, 230% crit damage. I've been cooking with my Duan. Also at 59.5% of physical pierce. Then she already has that, physical pierce increase in her kit right here. You guys can see 40%. She has like 90%, 90, I think 90, 95, 90, 99% physical pierce increase, which is pretty good. Or 95. I don't know. But she's cooking really, really well for me. And then of course Gusting. Gusting is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. We're just gonna do one fight real quick in adventure mode over here. He's a great unit, man. Great unit. And it's really good how he's really nice with low dupes, because I have him at 2 red stars and he's cooking for me in adventure mode. So he's an amazing character. But of course, when it comes to comparing Gusting to other DPS characters, I do feel like White is still on the top of the food chain, because you know he's just very versatile, universal DPS character. You don't need to worry about building up his special move stacks and all that bullshit. You just put him on your team and everyone is just fucking dead. So White still up there for me, but Gusting is absolutely fucking broken. Like, this guy is so cracked, man. Let's look at the damage roll. Look at that. 643 billion damage. Absolutely insane. So when it comes to the non-stop summons, I am trying to get more dupes on my Albelda. We are gonna get 150 tickets after reset today, which is pretty good. So I have like 1 orange star on her, so I'm planning on maxing her out with this. Hopefully I'll be able to max her out, because I really want to invest in her revolution, because her revolution is insane. Like, I'm pretty sure for her rev 4, let's take a look at her rev 4 real quick. She can increase energy, yes. So energy by 200. This is going to be perfect for Gusting. And then for her ultimate right here, revolution tier 5, invincibility duration of hopeful decision increased by 1 second, and decreases the target's active skill cooldowns by 20 seconds, man. Absolutely fucking broken. So she's going to be very nice for my Gusting, because he's going to spam that firewall with Albelda's revolution tier 5, which is pretty good. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Which DPS character do you think is the best out of the 3? I still believe this is based off of my opinion. This is not 100% facts. I'm pretty sure there's like calculations and numbers and whatever. But me personally, I do feel like White is still on top, because he's also pretty good against bosses. He's literally the best DPS character in Arena. Like, in Arena, White is so fucking cracked. I think Gusting is also pretty good in Arena as well. But White is still like a top tier DPS unit in Arena. So he's just still like the best damage dealer in my opinion, because he's universal, versatile, very easy to use. Just put Zila set on him and he just does his job. And he's very free to play friendly when it comes to his revolution. And his base kit is absolutely broken. And he doesn't really have any counter. Like, I can't really think of a single counter for White, because he just Oh, does what he has to do. I think Viole, the fact that Viole has invincibility with his ultimate, that can be a problem. But if you have Zila set on white, it's like he is just extremely powerful because he's really tanky, and on top of that deals insane nuclear damage. So yeah, that's my take on which DPS character is the best out of all three. Um, all three characters really amazing. When it comes to dealing insane damage, I think white is still on top. But once again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for tuning in today's video. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.